All right, I'm gonna start a 5-minute timer. I'm not sure what I'm gonna talk about today, but I'm gonna do a 5-minute timer from now on to make sure that my videos stick to 5 minutes. Even if I'm in the middle of a thought, I'm just gonna stop it. Again, at this point, I'm not expecting anyone to watch my videos, but I do want to train myself to be able to keep myself at 5 minutes, so that with training over time, I'll be able to get to the point instead of dragging on right now like I am doing right now. Let's see. So I talked a lot about the periodic table up to this point. I'm not going to talk about it today. I'll talk a little bit about Spanish. So I'm also using what I've learned about learning more efficiently and memorizing to learn Spanish. I've been living in Mexico for 4 years, but I still don't know Spanish, and I didn't really learn much over the past 4 years until a few weeks ago when I started learning Spanish. And I started by asking my wife to send me 10 words. That's actually what I did first with what I learned from Jim Kwik. That's kind of what got me on this track. Was he said you could learn a new language. First I learned the first 10 elements of the periodic table, and then the same day I was like, well, hey, I could learn 10 words in Spanish in a similar way. So I asked my wife to send me 10 words in Spanish and their meanings in English. So she sent me, and my pronunciation is still gonna need some work, so my pronunciation is probably not gonna be good. She sent me edificio, which means building, semáforo, which means traffic light, tazón is bowl, camioneta is truck, durazno is peach, grúa is tow truck, madera is wood, falda is skirt, reja is gate, and barda is fence. So she sent me those 10 words in that order, and I was able to memorize them. And later that day I said, hey, send me 5 more words. And this is just what I was doing whenever I had a chance. I don't have a lot of free time in my day. And so she sent me 5 more words, and I was able to memorize those before I got home. And the next day I asked for 10 more, and I got up to 110 words, and then I really started buckling down on the periodic table because I gave myself a deadline, and I wanted to get the periodic table memorized and out of the way before I started focusing on Spanish. So now I'm kind of back to focusing on Spanish so that I can learn more. And instead of learning individual words, I decided, well, I'm going to start learning phrases. So like parece que va a llover means looks like it's going to rain. Eso espero means I hope so. Espero que no means I hope not. And several other phrases that I've memorized. So I do a similar thing that I do with the periodic table. When I'm learning a Spanish word, I try to create a picture in my mind that allows me to remember what the word means, but also what it sounds like. So tazón sounds kind of like Tarzan is what I came up with. So I imagine like a kid's bowl that you could buy, Disney stuff and whatever, but this has a Tarzan picture on it. So a Tarzan bowl. And so the way I remembered the first 10 words was, and the first one was kind of ridiculous, it's edificio. I'm like, well, edificio, what in the world am I going to come up with that sounds like that? So I came up with educational building, like a school, with a fish mascot. And there's like a fish symbol on the front of the building. And so that's the edificio building. And that's what edificio means, is building. And then there's a semi-truck with 4 O's on the side of the semi-truck. So the semi 4O runs a traffic light right in front of the school. And then the truck driver throws a Tarzan bowl out the window. And I have my truck parked nearby, and I have a camo net, like a camo net over the truck, like you can cover your truck with something. And the bowl hits the truck, and I'm pretty much out of time, but you could see it might sound ridiculous, But the more fun, the more ridiculous it is, the more you can laugh at it, the easier it's going to be to remember. See you guys later.